Natural born entrepreneur. So as a kid, if I needed something, my dad would not give me money. He said, you need to go figure out a way to pay for it. So I'd go knock on doors and, cut grass, rake yards, wash your car, whatever. Hey, Jeff, boom, boom, boom. My name's Greg. I live down the street. I need some money. What do you need done? I'll do anything. So that's how I learned how to create something out of nothing, solve a problem, and that creates value. Problem was long grass, dirty car, dogs that need walking, whatever. Kids needed babysitting. So that's where I learned entrepreneurship. And then, went to high school, got out of high school, went in the military. I did retail in the military. So I did get some, business training in terms of accounting, things like that. We took care of the ship stores and vending machines and barbershops and laundry, that kind of thing. So a little bit of retail training there, some classes. Then when I got out of the military in 1990, it was 85 to 89, 90. I worked in restaurants and construction. That was the only two things I ever did. And, I had a job usually in a restaurant, and then during the day I would work construction. And, there was a guy that was doing an addition on a restaurant I was working in. He hired me to come clean up after him as a laborer. I'm a hard worker. So he, offered me a job, and, I followed him around and started learning from him. And then eventually I started my own little construction company and, doing just odds and ends. And, that my first one didn't work out. Then fast forward to, 1997. So that was between 90 and 97 that I did the restaurant thing, got into management in the restaurant business. So I gave up the construction thing for a couple of years. I was with Lone Star Steakhouses. I don't know if anybody remembers that company, but I was a, district manager for them. I got transferred to, Western North Carolina from Virginia. I was from Virginia Beach. And I was managing a bunch of restaurants out there, and I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to move to the Outer Banks of North Carolina and open a restaurant. I wanted my own business. So, I'm from Virginia Beach. Outer Banks is where I always wanted to live. So I moved there in 1997 is when we moved to the Outer Banks. And, I started my first little, I didn't get into the restaurant business after the first season there. I worked in some restaurants, didn't like it. So I was trying to get an addition put onto the house that I bought and get some other stuff done. Nobody would call you back. So again, you couldn't get anybody because everybody was so busy. It was at the beginning of the building boom, 1997, 98. And, I was talking to my neighbors. I'm like, what's going on? Everybody I call, nobody will return your phone call. Where there's a problem, there's an opportunity. So they said, yeah, everybody's so busy. They literally answer the phone when they're done with one project. Whoever's on the line, that's where they go next. So I said, okay, I'm going to start a little business. I've got some skills. So I started that little remodeling handyman company in 1997. And I was doing whatever, change a door lock, put a screen on your window, whatever. So I did 250,000 in sales my first year. 7 years later, I was doing 30 million. I was one of the largest builder developers there. I grew and scaled that company, started 12 other companies along the way.